Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lacquer Lover, and in this video I'll be swatching and reviewing Essie's Fall 2021 collection. Yes, I know we are in mid-July, so it might seem a little early for fall collections. However, there are already spoilers for fall collections from multiple brands, and I happened to see this collection posted on Ulta's website, so I went ahead and purchased them, and there's already another listing on Walmart for them, so you should be able to find them everywhere pretty shortly. This is the online description that they have on Walmart's website. This fall's newest Essie nail polishes will have you feeling amped, introducing the limited edition Fall 2021 collection inspired by a glam garage band jam session. Rock out in these fierce nail polishes, a mix of creams and refined gold pearl shades, and it is to be noted that these polishes have a vegan formula, which means that there are no animal-derived ingredients. I'm very excited to review this collection because we have some jewel tones here and pretty interesting colors, especially compared to the colors that have been released this year. So without further ado, let's get into the swatches. Of course, I'm applying base coat underneath all of my swatches to prevent staining. The first polish I'm swatching is like a wine berry shade called Off the Record. This is just a classic fall red, and I love these kinds of colors, so I feel like you can never have too many of them, but maybe if you have like hundreds of them, you can reach that point. But anyways, this is the first coat of Off the Record, and the formula is so smooth and just so easy to work with. It's such a dream. This does have a pretty thin formula. I would say the formulas for this one are very similar to the Fairest of Them All collection that I just swatched before this video, and yeah, so I'm gonna have like the same tips. But anyways, this is 2 coats of Off the Record with top coat in this swatch photo here, and it's just so gorgeous, and it was really easy to work with, so I highly recommend if you don't already have a kind of berry red shade. The next polish I'm swatching is a blackened yellow shimmer called High Voltage Vinyl. This one is very interesting. It reminds me of the shimmers in the Fairest of Them All collection, where the center is just packed with a lot of this bright and very reflective shimmer. However, the base is kind of deeper or more darkened, so there is that depth and dimension to the color, which just makes the shimmers more interesting. And I feel like you might be able to make the case that this is actually a green shimmer. However, I don't see it that way, just because you can mix like black and yellow paint and get a kind of muddy, dirty green like this. But I would still say it's more like just black mixed with yellow. It's not like super green or anything like that, and I feel like you can see that better here in the swatch photo. It's definitely that yellow shimmer that's really catching your attention, and with that darkened base, it does give off this vibe of like it was black to begin with. But yeah, this is just one of those ugly pretty shades, perhaps. Like, it might not work for every skin tone. I'm not even sure if it matches me, but it's definitely pretty cool, especially compared to other shimmers that Essie has done, so I applaud them for that, and definitely a cool one to try out and to experiment with for the fall season. And the next polish I'm swatching is called My Happy Base. This is definitely a hate it or love it shade. It's a very yellowy green, which doesn't tend to sit right with a lot of people, but I honestly like it. It is kind of like a dill pickle green, and what I consider to be the green equivalent of a mustard yellow, which is of course very trendy for the fall time. Here's the first coat of My Happy Base. Again, a thin but extremely pigmented and opaque formula, so if you just do this very carefully and very neatly, then you won't have to put as much effort into the second coat, and that is something that we should all keep in mind when we're painting our nails, because if you have a nice base layer, then you know the second coat will go on smoother. If you have a rough first coat, the second coat will only get rougher. Here's 2 coats of My Happy Base with top coat. This green is actually very pretty, and I don't have any other green like this, and I bet you don't as well. It definitely takes a certain kind of taste to like this shade, but if you're into green polishes like me, then this one is definitely one to pick up and add to your collection. I'm just really excited to see what other greens Essie has in store for us. The next polish I'm swatching is a plum crumb with yellow gold shimmer called Starstruck Accord. Here's the first coat of Starstruck Accord. Again, amazing opacity, which we have expected throughout this whole collection. And the shimmer is not as noticeable on the nail. It's more like refined and completely mixed into the polish. So you'll definitely just see more of that plummy base instead. Here is 2 coats of Starstruck Accord with top coat. This is a lovely kind of plummy purple shade for the fall time. Definitely will match a lot of outfits. It most likely will not clash, so I think that's really good. And of course, purples are always really pretty, and I feel like I can never have enough of them. And the next polish I'm swatching is the light brown taupe polish called Sound Check You Out. I feel like every fall collection should have a nude. I tend to wear nudes in the fall time. I don't know if it's because I want something more understated, you know, something that potentially could match my sweater and stuff. I just think it's really nice to have a good nude in the fall time. So this one is definitely that, and it might be a little cool toned, especially against my skin, but it's still a fun one, and it would look even prettier if your skin tone matched better. Here is 2 coats of Sound Check You Out with top coat, and this one would be really nice in the office or at school. And the last polish in this collection is the blue creme called Feeling Amped. Here's the first coat of Feeling Amped, really good opacity in just the first swipe. While this one was again pretty thin, this was a total 1 coater and had amazing coverage. So super easy to work with, highly recommend, especially since this is a primary color blue, so you'll probably need it in several circumstances when you're doing nail art. But here it is in 1 coat with top coat, and it looks great. So that was my swatch and review of Essie's Fall 2021 collection. Overall, this collection was gorgeous from the colors to the formulas, so I highly recommend all 6 of these polishes. But if I did have to choose a favorite, it would be the yellowy olive green called My Happy Base, because it is just such a unique color. It's definitely one you either love or hate, and in my case, I absolutely love it, and I think that everyone should try it at least once because it has all those perfect fall vibes and it reminds me of the leaves changing colors. So it's just perfect and really, really pretty. But overall, this collection is very cohesive, and I think they would work really well in nail art, so I would highly recommend you do that if you do purchase this collection. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye everyone!